Muhammad, the best defense in the heavyweight. Shorty man, did it boxing. Did it boxing. He beat him one time. Everything is possible in your life. When you believe. When you believe, everything is possible. You have two hands. I mean, everything is possible. Go. 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 And take it whatever you want to do.
Welcome to Kyle Anthony's UFC betting show. I am Kyle Anthony, and welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the bet review show for UFC 248, Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero. We had 6 plays overall that we gave out, including our free plays and our Wagertalk client plays. We went 6-0 on the night, a solid night overall. Right now on the Wagertalk client plays, we are 86% winner, and on all plays that we have given out for this year, 78% winner. Another plus money play here, plus 200 play here. Had multiple plus money plays overall. Been a strong start to this year overall. Again, I appreciate everybody for the support. Thumbs up, following, subscribers. Always been great. Love the comments. Definitely give this a thumbs up here because we continue to cash in. So we're going to talk about our plays. The first one we're talking about is the main event of the evening between Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero. We actually had 3 free plays on this card, on this fight, that we talked about on the Minty Bet show that we have on Wagertalk. Also talked about it here as well. There was multiple things I liked about this fight. And really the big thing here with Yoel Romero versus Israel Adesanya was going to be the striking. And I thought it was a big part. The distance management was going to be very important for Israel. Kind of the way he's moving around. The fact that he's got the 7-inch reach advantage. The takedown defense at 86%. A lot of things that I liked about Israel Adesanya. And the money really started coming in on Israel leading up the fight night. Started to get up there a little bit more. People were taking some of that plus money on Romero. Can't blame everybody for taking him also because, one, what he's able to do out there is always a little bit, you don't know what he's going to do. He landed that first big shot early in the fight. And actually, let's talk about that. In the fight, it was kind of weird at the beginning of that fight, the way that it started. Didn't really like what was going on with, Yoel was kind of taking his time, more looking at the fact he wanted to get deeper into the fight, knew that the cardio could be an issue for Romero, so that's where he kind of took his time early, was kind of trying to conserve his energy. Very close fight overall. I gotta say that, Yoel is a tough fighter, but later on it really showed that Israel was able to go out there, outpoint him, do a lot of things. I actually had it a 2-2 going to that final round. I wasn't really totally sure, but I thought that Israel really started to put things together. And again, it showed back-to-back fights. Actually not back-to-back because he knocked out Robert Whittaker. But part of that, in those against Kelvin Gastelum, he's able to really do exceptionally well in those championship rounds. And that's something I think capping moving forward is something definitely keep in mind. What he does and how he even can, later on in the fight, really be able to dig deep and step up. So in this fight here, we had 3 plays overall. We had Israel Adesanya to win, minus 240. That was a winner. We also had, and we gave the play out as well, was to a decision. Israel winning by decision, which was plus 250 I got it at. It actually, it was moving around, teeting around the plus, 190, plus 200 by the time the fight actually happened. So we cashed in on that as well. And also the over on 3.5 rounds, we cashed that in as well too. Minus 120 round that was. So there's just, overall for me, the big part of this, why we were doing it. And if you want to see the entire breakdown, of course, we have a link the prediction show breaking this all down. But the big part was was going to be that Yoel has only been stopped one time in 9 years. And that just says an extremely lot about the durability, about the way he can move forward, about the punishment that he can take. There's so much that he was able to do. And even the knockout that he had 9 years ago was a freak spinning back fist kind of crazy thing that happened. So it's not like you can just beat him to a pulp and he just goes down. The guy takes a beating. Loved the line there at the over and as well as it to a decision. So there we had 3 plays, was able to go 3-0 on the main event. And then we'll talk about one of our Wagertalk client plays was Zhang Weili versus Yoel and Jedrzejczyk. We had Zhang to win this fight. We had her at -170. And the big thing here, and this was just an absolute war. This was, I mean, they were saying this from the very beginning, even before the fight, that this is going to be an all-time great fight. These two are going to stand, they're going to bang, they're going to look to strike. It's going to be more of a kickboxing kind of fight. And it really was. I mean, I thought they both fought brilliantly. I thought they both did a lot of great things. Joanna took some huge shots. I mean, she took some big shots. Shots that I thought if Zhang lands, the fight's over. And Zhang landed maybe about 15 of those shots. And Joanna kept moving forward. And Joanna was landing the big shots also. But I think the big difference here was the strength difference and the punching power difference. Although I think Zhang was allowing too many of those shots to come through, but once she realized and she felt the best shots from Joanna, I think then she really started to push forward. She really started to look to move forward because she felt that, you know what, I'll take one of her shots, may not have as much power, but I'll take one of those shots to land one of her big heavy hooks because, you know, Zhang was willing to take those shots. And then that started to build up. Then the damage was starting to build up on Zhang, and she was then realizing she can't, now she's going into deep water, going to those championship rounds. But I thought she looked great. Again, another fighter that that people were kind of saying, hey, does she have the cardio? Does she have the cardio? The way that you see her train, I just did not doubt that. I just didn't think that was going to be something that, she was going to just all of a sudden fall flat. She really hung in there. Middle of the round, she kind of looked to start to tilt down. And then those later rounds, she dug deep. She looked really good at the end of that fight. I did score it, 3-2 in favor of Zhang, but it was a razor close fight. I mean, there was just so many highlights of that fight. Very close. We were able to cash in. Zhang gets a decision victory. We were able to cash in on her at -170. That would make us 4-0 in the night. And another Wagertalk client play was Alex Oliveira to defeat Max Griffin. We had Oliveira at -140. And this was a fight here. I think the big part and again, I do a write-up on all of my plays that I do have on Wagertalk. I give a write-up. And the write-up that I was mostly on, and even before this fight, kind of was leaning Max Griffin before I did my research. And then once I really started diving into it, I liked a lot more what Oliveira does. And the big thing with Griffin is that first round, if you go back and base the last 4 fights that Griffin has had, early, he looks great. I mean, that first round, he's out there firing. He's got good boxing, good movement. He'll mix in some takedowns. And after that first round, he kind of starts to tail off. And the volume, the amount that he puts out, I mean, I think in the third round, I think he landed 3 or 4 strikes in the third round, although the takedown kind of was crazy. But that's kind of the way that I was looking at it, that, the first round could get a little crazy. And the way that, Alex Oliveira, he dances and he does a lot of movements and could be susceptible to, getting too comfortable and Max Griffin landing the big shot. And my big part was, as long as he's not dancing and doing too much stupid stuff, he should go out there and be able to outpoint Max Griffin. First round was a little scary. Again, the way that Griffin was moving forward, the way that he was landing some big shots, he was hunting early. And I liked it, but I didn't like it because I said, there's no way Griffin's going to keep this pace up. And first round, I would give to Griffin. Wasn't happy. That second round was easily Oliveira. Third round was very close. I mean, it was a close fight, but again, there was not a lot of damage that Griffin did. I think they said that at that very end, there was maybe 10 seconds left in that round. I think the announcer had said, whoever it was, Cormier said, Griffin's landed 3 punches in this round. So you can't really give him too much. The fact that he only landed that, but, Oliveira had good top control, probably could have rode it out, at that point, peppering him with some shots, kind of at least almost laying down him because they both were exhausted at that point. And then he goes for a choke, the blood with all that slipped off, all of a sudden gives Max Griffin the chance, and that's where I got a little worried. I said, wait a minute, the judges could switch it. Who knows? But it was a very close fight, but we were able to get that victory as well. Alex Oliveira defeats Max Griffin, -140. That gave us a 2-0 on our Wagertalk client plays. And the last play that we had that we gave out on the Wagertalk show, as well as here as well, was Dariush versus Klose. And this was another fight here that when I researched it before, I liked Klose. I thought the plus money looked pretty good overall. And the more I looked into it, I liked Dariush. And a big part for me was going to be his elevating striking. The fact he can mix up some takedowns. He's looked great out of his last 3 fights. He's not, the most scary looking guy. He kind of looks like he should be working at, Blockbuster or something, the way that he is. He's just not very scary looking, but he's a heck of a fighter. And this was a fight here where early on, they were trading, and Klose was landing some big shots. I mean, this was a crazy fight, landing some big shots, and the chin of Dariush, people have really questioned. He's been knocked out brutally in a couple spots and then was able to come back and get some victories. That was a big part, and I thought he'd close the distance a little bit, be comfortable outside. Dariush would be, close the distance when he needs to, look for the takedowns, look to kind of drag this fight deeper, get positioning. I thought that was going to be a lot of it. And in this fight here, I mean, he got clocked early. Klose landed a big shot, staggered him, and somehow, I mean, I don't even know how it happened, but somehow then Dariush throws that big shot back, staggers Klose, and then he was able to finish it off with a big shot, which was an impressive knockout at the end of that fight. But that was one of those going back and forth. Both guys kind of threw strategy out the window and just laid it all out there. So we were able to get that victory as well on Dariush at -178. So that makes us 6-0 on the night. A really profitable night. Really excited that we're able to go out there, get a solid performance here. And last week, the week before, I just didn't like the card. It was one that I passed on, and I really wanted to study in this. I felt that I saw some really great value, some really great opportunities to place our money in strong positions. And looking at it now, I'm glad I took off last week to really focus on this card. So there you have it. Again, 86% Wagertalk client plays, 78% on all plays that I've given out. Appreciate the support. We will have the next prediction show out soon. And that's it. This is Kyle Anthony's UFC betting show, and I'll see you next time.